Let's dive straight in.
Henry II. June 30th, 1559, Paris, France.
King Henry II is celebrating a peace deal. He wants to show off, strong, young, unbeatable. So he sets up a jousting tournament right in front of his palace, the Hôtel des Tournelles. Friends, nobles, his wife Catherine de' Medici, everyone's there. Henry's been competing all day, sweating under armor that weighs over 80 pounds. Against advice, he wants one more round, against Gabriel de Montgomery, captain of his guard. They lower visors, aim lances, and charge. The impact is brutal. Montgomery's lance hits Henry's helmet dead on, splintering into shards. One jagged piece breaks through the visor and goes straight into Henry's right eye, deep toward the brain. He falls instantly. Doctors rush in. They pull out wooden splinters and bandage the wound. For a few hours he seems alive and talking, but infection sets in fast. There's no anesthesia, no antibiotics, no real idea what's happening inside his skull. The pain is constant. His temperature spikes, and pus starts draining from the wound. For 10 days, the king drifts in and out of consciousness. Surgeons debate drilling into his skull. Catherine bans everyone from his bedside except priests and family. On July 10, 1559, Henry II dies slowly and in agony from brain infection. The tournament built to celebrate peace ends with the king dead from a splintered lance through the eye.
Charles I. January 30th, 1649, London, England.
The city is silent, frozen. Charles I, King of England, is about to die, not in battle, but by order of his own people. After years of civil war, Parliament has won. They've captured the king, blamed him for the bloodshed, and set up a public trial. He's found guilty of treason against England itself. The sentence, death. He wakes early inside St. James's Palace. It's cold, below freezing. He dresses carefully in 2 shirts so he won't shiver and look afraid. Guards lead him through Whitehall toward Banqueting House, where a wooden scaffold has been built just outside the palace wall. It's around 2 p.m. when he steps outside. Thousands have gathered. Soldiers keep them back behind lines of pikes. The air is still. The block is low, the blade sharpened. The masked executioner says nothing. Charles gives a short speech, calm and formal. He says he dies, the king's good servant. Then he removes his cloak, hands his badge of office to the bishop beside him, and kneels. He stretches his arms out, the signal. The axe falls once. Clean hit. The crowd gasps, then silence again. A soldier holds up the severed head and shouts, "Behold the head of a traitor!" Charles I is dead at 48. The monarchy collapses overnight. England becomes a republic, ruled not by kings, but by the man who killed one.
Louis XVI of France. January 21st, 1793, Paris, France.
It's freezing cold and the streets are packed. Tens of thousands of people line the route from the Temple prison to the Place de la Révolution, the same square where the guillotine waits. King Louis XVI, age 38, sits in a wooden cart, hands tied. No royal coach, no crown. Just a gray coat and a priest beside him. The ride takes over an hour. Crowds jeer, drums pound nonstop so nobody can hear his last words if he tries to speak. He arrives at the scaffold around 10 a.m. The guillotine stands tall, a wooden frame over 14 feet high, blade freshly sharpened. Soldiers surround the square. Cannons point toward the people in case of riots. Louis climbs the wooden steps slowly. He tries to speak to the crowd, saying he forgives everyone and prays his blood brings peace. But the drummers drown him out. Guards grab him, tie his hands behind his back and strap him to the plank. The blade mechanism slides up. A pause, then a snap of the rope. The blade drops fast, about half a second from top to bottom. Clean cut. The king's head falls into the basket. A man holds it up for the crowd to see. No cheers at first, just shock. Then shouting, clapping, and the sound of drums again. Louis XVI, last absolute monarch of France, is dead. Within months, his wife Marie Antoinette will follow. The old world of kings and crowns is officially over, replaced by revolution.
Edward II of England. September 21st, 1327, England.
Edward II is no longer a king. He's a problem. He's been forced to give up the crown to his son. His wife, Isabella, and her ally, Roger Mortimer, are running the country now. Edward is the ex-king locked in a damp fortress on the edge of nowhere. He's kept under heavy guard. Orders from above: keep him alive, but keep him broken. He's moved from castle to castle, finally ending up at Berkeley. Cold stone rooms, little light, almost no contact with the outside world. The goal is simple: make him disappear without making a public scene. Around late September, things change. A message arrives at Berkeley. After that, the records go vague. No official execution order, no public trial, just a quiet note that the former king is suddenly dead. According to one later account, the killers want no marks on the body, no sword cuts, no strangling bruises. So they restrain him, use a horn or tube, and push a red-hot metal rod inside him from behind. The pain would have been extreme, the damage internal. From the outside, almost nothing to see. By morning, Edward II is gone. No funeral with honor, no big public goodbye, just a short announcement. The ex-king died in custody at Berkeley Castle. Cause of death? Officially, unclear. Unofficially, everyone understands he was never meant to leave that castle alive.
Alexander I of Greece. October 2nd, 1920, Greece.
King Alexander I is 27, walking on the royal grounds. No battlefield, no assassin, just a normal walk with his dog. On the path, they run into a pet monkey, then another. The animals belong to a palace worker. The dog and the monkeys snap at each other. It turns into a fight. Alexander steps in to break it up. One of the monkeys lunges. It bites his leg, then his hand. The bites are deep, ripping skin. Staff pull the monkey off. They clean the wounds quickly, but it's 1920. No antibiotics yet. The injuries look bad, but not fatal. Alexander goes back inside. Doctors treat him, but the follow-up is weak. Some advisors even suggest amputating the leg later when things get worse. The idea is dropped. Over the next few days, the wounds swell. Red streaks creep up his leg. Fever, pain. Infection turns into full-blown sepsis. Organs start failing. He slips in and out of consciousness. This isn't a heroic death. It's slow, ugly, and medical. On October 25, 1920, after weeks of infection, Alexander I died. A European king taken out not by war or politics, but by a monkey bite. He didn't take seriously enough, and by doctors who couldn't stop the infection in time.
James II of Scotland. August 3rd, 1460, Scottish borders.
King James II of Scotland is 29 and obsessed with artillery. Cannons are the future, and he wants that future pointed at England. Roxburgh Castle, still under English control, is under siege. Scottish troops surround the walls, smoke, shouting, the thud of cannon fire. James is not sitting in a safe tent behind the lines. He's right up near the guns. One cannon in particular has his attention. It's a huge piece, sometimes called the Lion. Heavy iron, massive barrel, impressive, and unstable. All day the Scots load and fire. Powder, shot, boom. The king stands close, cheering it on, pushing the crew to keep firing. The metal cannon has already been heated and cooled over and over. Tiny cracks you can't see are building stress inside the barrel. Then it happens. The crew loads another charge. They ram it down, pack the powder, set the fuse. James is standing nearby watching, maybe a little too close. The fuse burns down. Instead of a clean shot, the cannon explodes. The barrel shatters like a grenade. Metal fragments tear into everyone around it. One large piece hits James II in the upper body or face, depending on the account. The damage is instant and catastrophic. There's no time for surgery or last words. The king collapses on his own battlefield, killed by his favorite weapon. The siege goes on. Roxburgh Castle will fall. But James II never sees the victory, his official cause of death, blown apart by his own cannon during the attack.